Hello, it's Tony here from Phonostage Audio, and today I have the distinct pleasure of talking to you about the unboxing and the assembly, what limited assembly there is needed, of the Graham Audio LS5 9F floor standing speakers. If you don't know anything about these, they're a pretty chunky, imposing looking speaker. They're a derivative of the LS5-9, a classic grade 1 BBC monitor speaker, adapted for a sort of more domestic sorts of use really, with a bit more bottom end and a fuller sound. Very, very nicely engineered, designed by Derek Hughes. We have one here, there's one I made earlier, and what we're really going to do is show you how to get it out of the box without doing yourself in, because you know you could easily get it wrong. You could bash a corner of the speaker, or you could knock out your lumbar region. And we're going to show you how to get the bass on. The bass is also doubles as the bass port really, which I'll show you about. There's a modicum of DIY needed to get the bass piece on, you know, so to get the plinth on. A little bit more work needed than there was with the LS6F that just had 4 Allen bolts. So we're going to need a couple of tools, nothing too industrial. We need one of these. Soft-faced hammer, a drill. Should you choose to use it, you could use a screwdriver, but if you go easy with the drill and you know how to use it cautiously, you know, you're not going to overdo anything. I'll go over that with you. And something to open the box with, which we've done earlier. I favour small pink scissors. So with no further ado, I'm going to move that one out of the way, and we're going to get this thing out of the box. I've already just been in, all I've literally done is just open the tape, and we're going to pull this thing out. I'm going to show you how to get it out of the box safely. The best way to get these out of the box is upside down, so we're going to check first that we're in an upside down position, and then we'll rock on with getting the bass plinth on, and we'll take it from there. So thank you. I should say, at the beginning or near the beginning of every video that we do, please subscribe to us, because this is one of a succession of videos that we're planning. There's loads of stuff coming, and we've got some other Graham Audio speakers. We've got Quad and Graham Slee and Edwards Audio and Exposure Electronics, and we're going to be going through them all. We're going to be talking to you about them. We're going to be listening to them. We're going to be showing them from all angles. So just, if you want to see what we're putting online, or if you want to talk to us about any of the stuff that we've already posted up there, you know, just like, subscribe, and of course please share it, because you know it needs to be a community. You know, we've got to get it out there. The more the merrier. All right, so thank you very much. Like, subscribe and share, and let's get this thing out of the box. So we're going to shift this thing. You can see I've not put it on spikes yet. And until I've positioned it, I don't want to put it on spikes. It's not necessary, because they're just impossible to move. Now, so remember, first thing, if you get any of these, is to see if they're upside down. Right, okay, so they are. Some nice instructions. I'll go over those with you at some point. And keep all your packaging. Don't throw your packaging away. And just start to extract the packaging a piece at a time. Okay, until we get this sort of thing. Okay, then turn this round. Better to get it out on carpet, of course. And it's on a piece of polystyrene at the bottom, so we're going to slide it out on its piece of polystyrene. Carefully does it. Okay, and we're going to get this box out of the way. Okay, so here we have it. The upside down speaker. Do not eat. Okay, so what we're going to do now, you can see that it's ported on the bottom. Okay. And I'm going to show you how that relates to the plinth that goes on the bottom. So we're going to get the plinth out. Just bear with me a second if you wouldn't mind. Right, so the plinth is a substantial thing. Okay, it's pretty chunky. And you can just see that this is going to be the front. Okay, so it's going to port down and out towards you. Okay, so it's a front ported speaker, essentially, sort of down front. And what we need to do is, I'll show you what we've got here. Bear with me 1 second. Don't worry if you can't see my head, you're not missing anything. Okay, so what we've got is we've got dowels. Let's get close. We've got dowels. Okay, we're going to be knocking 3 of those in. Then we've got screws. I'm going to be screwing 4 of those in. Okay. Let's get it all together. This is pretty straightforward, but the knack is, like everything, is getting it right. So what we're going to do is, first of all, we need to get this, start with the dowels. I'll show you what we're going to do. So you can see on the top here, 3 of the holes are slightly larger than these 4. So these 4 are for your screws, these 3 are for your dowels. So we just get it down on the floor. We're not going to start knocking these dowels in on top of the speaker. Won't do anything any good. Okay, let's get out of the way a little bit. Make sure it's still on its plastic. We don't want to be abrading anything, moving things around. Okay, so I'm going to knock these quite far in. I'm going to knock them at least 3/4 of the way in, because I'd rather be knocking at this than knocking at that when the plinth is on top of it. All right, so we're going to do it in such a way where, so I'm going to use I'll try and use the softest end of the hammer. If not, I can use the sort of middle soft end, depending on how tight they are. Because you don't want to splay these, because if you hit it too hard or you hit it with a metal faced hammer, there is a bit of resistance here because this is quite thickly painted. So you don't want to splay these, because you're going to really have to hit them harder to get them. You have to tap it harder to get it into the bottom of the speaker, and you don't want to be tapping at the speaker. So I'm going to leave myself not too much to go on. I mean, it won't matter, these don't have any lateral forces against them, you know, it's just up and down. So just going to leave it so there's just a bit showing that will go into the speaker, and then all the work is done on the plinth and not on the speaker end. So let's get them in. Okay, soft end is enough. See, I've just left myself, I don't know, 6 or 7 mil. But they do need tapping in, they're not going to go in on their own. They don't need gluing in. It's not flat pack kitchen cupboards. It's a nice fit. One for good luck. Okay. We'll get this back. Okay. What we're going to do, let me get a bit more into shot. I need to see this. We're still gliding on the bag. No effort required. Okay, and here we go. We're going to locate the dowels. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm hoping, look at that, you see. I've not left myself too much dowel needed to go in, so it's just slotted on nicely. Now it's well attached already, really. So we're winning. Screws. Okay. Now, they're going into a pre-drilled hole. Of course, it's not a tapped hole or anything. They're wood screws, aren't they, at the end of the day? So they do need a bit of screwing. And what we're going to do is, I'm going to use the drill and the screwdriver. I'm not going to go all the way in with the drill. I'm going to stop short and then finish it with the screwdriver. The reason I'm not going in all the way with the screwdriver, I don't know if it's just me, right? But if you're gonna round out the screw, the cross point of the screw, and leave yourself with a lot of hard work, I think more likely to do it with a screwdriver than a drill, where you can put some downward pressure on it, really get into it. I don't know, that's just me. But just to be on the safe side, right, I've turned the torque right down to number 5. You know, because if I did overshoot with these, I certainly would not want to do any damage to the plinth or any damage to the speaker. I wouldn't like to get a screw stuck in it. Okay, and cross fashion like this, like a cylinder head. We've spoken about this before. So we're just going to go in and we're going to go nearly in. That's nearly in. Nearly in. Keep the downward pressure on. We don't want to be rounding screws. Nearly in. And then we get the screwdriver. Okay, and we're going to finish it with that. And I'm only going touch tight. I don't want any distortion. Don't want any damage. Just want it to be just nipped up. Feels good, don't it? Alright, so this is on. Not putting the spikes on, as I say, until I've finished manoeuvring things around, because they're pretty heavy. I mean, they are actually very heavy. I wouldn't like to just... I mean, they're heavy. And I'm not weak. Let's get them down on the floor. A little bit close. We're going to tip them up. Alright. Let's go. Here we are. Okay. Very little else to do. We're going to take the grill off. It's a magnetic grill. Again, don't go tugging at it with your fingers behind it thinking you got a clip with a ball end clip on it, you know, because you haven't. It's just going to fly off because it's magnetic. So you just get hold of it properly and just pull it off. There you go. And there it is. Just check that out. See, I love that. Nice grill. Put that there. And here it is. Now that is just flipping gorgeous. That's a nice finish. And the drivers, well, I just love it. I'm going to just get you a bit closer. Okay. Jiggling you about, folks. Excuse me. Let's get my microphone off here. Look how well behaved he is. Okay, right, here we go, we're coming in close. And there it is. So this is the Graham Audio LS5 9F floor standing speaker. I'm really looking forward to giving this a try. Beautiful. Filter switch over to the left, which we'll talk about. The BBC-esque tweeter with the grill over the front, which, you know, all harks back to the LS359. And a gorgeous bass driver. It's going to be very capable, I know it is. And nice veneer. This is the oak finish. I'm going to talk to you quickly about the finishes before we sign off. It's nicely figured and grainy and authentic looking, and well, it is. It's real veneer, so it better be. But this is very nice. It's modern, but it's also traditional, and it will really suit our place. One more thing just briefly to talk about. Just going to show you these. Okay, so these cool little things. These are the finishes that you can order this speaker in. Any of the speakers really. So this of course is the oak, as you can see. This is a very classic looking finish. Hope you can see that. This is cherry. These are not just posh cut mats, you know that, don't you? Slightly more luxurious looking now. Okay, this is the walnut. I really like the walnut finish. And this is the extremely beautiful ebony finish. Okay, so there you go. There we have it. So I'm just going to remind you another time, subscribe to us, look out for future updates about this speaker and others and some of our other cool gear, all the exciting things we're going to be reviewing and unboxing and stroking, and just yeah, share the video, share the love. Alright, and that's it for me, from Tony at Phonostage Audio, and I'll speak to you very soon. Thank you very much. Bye.